Hey folks, how you doing? Do you know where I am today? Do you recognise that view? I'll give you a wee clue. I'm on the second largest of the Scottish Islands. The largest being Lewis and Harris. So I'm on the other one. I'm on the island of Skye, and that's the Cuillin behind me. Skye is a bonny island. I've been coming here for more years than I care to remember. Countless visits. Mostly I come for the hills. The Cuillin there's 11 Munros on the Cuillin Ridge, and there's a further Munro over that way, an outlier called Blavin. And there's a Corbett there, just over your shoulder, called Scavaig. And then there's another Corbett close to Blavin, the outlying Munro, that's called Garvin. So there's 2 Corbett's, 12 Munros. There's 10 Grahams as well, mostly they're concentrated in the Red Cuillin. But there's a couple up on the Trotternish Ridge in the northern part of the island. And then there's 31 sub 2,000 foot hills on Skye as well, listed hills that is, the sub 2,000 foot Marlins. I've climbed almost all of them. So of all the Skye hills, I've only got 3 to do, and I'm keeping them, I'm savouring them. With only 3 to go, I want to ration myself. 2 of them are away across west, close to Dunvegan. One of them's one of the MacLeod's tables. I've done one of the tables and in bad weather, and I decided to leave the other one for better weather. And there's a wee outlying hill beyond it that I have to do as well. But I'm not here for the hills. I'm here to explore the hidden gem of Skye. I wonder if you know what that is. I think hill walkers are sometimes guilty of forgetting about the coastline. And the coastline of Skye, hidden in plain sight, is an absolute gem. 33 sea lochs on Skye, can you believe that? 33, incredible. I'm not going to have time to explore them all on this trip, but I'm going to visit 1 or 2 of them. I've got my fishing rods with me, I'm going to try a bit of fishing, and I've got my wee kayak on the top of the van, and if the weather calms down a bit, I'll put the boat in the water, have a wee paddle around. I'm going to visit some new places for a wee bit of exploration, and I'm going to go back to some old haunts just for fun and just to enjoy it. Some estimates put the coastline of Skye at around 400 miles. I think that's an overestimate. It's probably somewhere in the region of 330 to 350 miles of coastline. So more than enough for adventure. More than enough to keep us busy for a few days. So what I plan to do is to visit different parts. Tonight, despite the northeasterly wind, I'm thinking about heading north up towards Staffin, and there's a fishing mark there that I know, and I just love it. It's going to be quite challenging with this northeasterly wind. The water's going to be rolling towards me, but sometimes that can make for quite exciting fishing. So whether or not I catch anything doesn't really matter. It's going to be nice up there. I'm going to camp up there tonight. I'll switch the camera on later and let you have a view, but I might not be able to film much of the fishing if the wind keeps up. This is the 3rd take at filming a wee introduction to this video. It's a wee bit calmer here. I've got the camera tucked in behind a wee heathery knoll, so it's helping a wee bit. So let's go. Let's share another adventure, Dave Outdoors Scotland. Hope you enjoy it. Looking forward to it. That's it, I've got the van parked up for later on because I'm going to be late back. Had my pasta, some veggies, a drink. Heading down the coast now, or up the coast I should say. I'm heading north, more or less due north, but I've got to get out to the point first. It's quite late, it's about 6:30. I don't think I'll have time to get all the way up to the far north point, but I'm going to check out a couple of fishing marks and I'll see how the fishing is. If it's good, I might decide to hang around here in the morning for a while and head back out. But I'm going to head up there now, so get the last of my gear thrown in my rucksack and then we'll get round the coast. I'm getting there. I'm a few kilometres round now. There's a wee spot down here that I fished before, but it's looking a bit wild. I might go down and have a wee look, see what it's like. But if I get out of the way, you can see that little point, that little peninsula. That's not a bad place to fish as well, although it's a wee bit shallow. So just over my left shoulder here we've got 100 metre deep water, but there it's only a few metres. There's a shelf, and the shelf can be quite bad for getting snagged up on. There's deep water down here, but it's a bit tricky. I'm just going to go and have a wee look. Well, it's doable, but it's not ideal. There's some big waves coming in. I just need one to take me off the rocks and I'd be in deep trouble. I'd never get back out the water again. Common sense and survival tells me that I should go around the point a wee bit, so let's go, let's hike onwards. Warmer now. It was cold out there. Enjoyed that though, that was grand. Fishing wasn't very great, but it was good fun. A couple of decent bites, and I caught one medium-sized pollock. Sadly, I caught the pollock off camera, so. And I wanted to get it back in the water as soon as possible, so I wasn't going to keep it. So you just have to believe me. I got cold towards the end. After I switched the camera off, I didn't come straight back. I went for a wee hike. I went back along the coast a little bit, but instead of following the coast, I cut the corner. So I went a little bit further on and checked out a fishing mark that I've used before. It was wild. I went down to the, well, fairly close to the edge. It's a series of ledges, and I went down 2 or 3 and then scared myself, and I thought, that's it, not going any further. I wouldn't have fished it. It's the northeast corner of Skye that I'm on, and the wind is coming out of the northeast, so it's just blasting this coast. And I kind of knew that. I didn't particularly come here for the fishing. I came because it's a long time since I've been up in this corner, and I just wanted to come and camp here. So I had a grand walk and a few casts, and we caught a fish, so it's not too bad. Anyhow, I think I'm going to turn in for the night. It's, what time is it? 10:15. I was up at 5 this morning. I was on the road early. So I'll get a bit of sleep and I'll get back with you in the morning. We'll get some porridge on the go and decide where we're going and what we're going to do. So hope you stick with me. More adventures. Should be a little bit more
outdoor stuff tomorrow. There wasn't much filming today. I did that hike today, but I took the camera part way, and then I actually just left the camera because I wasn't expecting anybody else to be along. There was not a track there. I was just following traces of animal tracks, so I just left my gear at the side in the heather, and I went on up the burn a little bit, and I didn't go all the way to the top, but I went up the slopes a little bit. It's quite nice, scrambling up the side of the waterfalls and stuff. And actually I did the same tonight when I packed in the fishing. I just put my gear in a wee stash and headed on round the coast a wee bit. So, but I'll try and get a bit more fishing done. I'll try and get a bit more filming done tomorrow. Show you a bit more of the island. So, good night, and we'll check in with you in the morning.
Morning, folks. That was a long sleep. I was tired. I don't know, I think I might have a wee bit of a cold coming on. I hope not. I've got a busy few days planned, so no time for the cold. I've got my porridge on the go, some coffee, some peaches. Feel a bit blocked up this morning, a bit congested. See if the coffee shifts it for me. Just wondering what to do today. The sea's a bit calmer here, but I think I've fished the Aird. It was fun, but it wasn't very productive. So I want to go down to the southern end of the isle. I'm not going to go all the way down to Slate, but I'm going to go quite far south, and I'm thinking about heading down there today. So I've got a couple of choices. I could spin round to Uig, and there's good fishing at Uig. There's good fishing off the pier, but it's a busy pier, and it's not a particularly scenic spot, so it's not a great place for filming. But it is a good place for catching fish. And that would avoid me going down on the single track road past Staffin and all the tourists and everything which you run into when you get close to the Old Manor store, and actually even around the Quiraing and stuff now. So that's one option. The other option is to go to Staffin and actually to pull off the road for a wee while. There's a pier at Staffin as well, which is quite good fishing, but there's some pinnacles beyond the pier, and that's quite a scenic spot, and it's not a particularly difficult hike either. I'll have my breakfast and think about it. Lots of options, and they're all fun, so no need to worry. Well, it's getting on a bit. I had a leisurely breakfast this morning. Feel a bit chesty and got the sniffles. I'm hoping it's just a chill with getting cold last night. So I just relaxed and cooked up a few cups of coffee. I did get the van squared away, tidied up the van, so it's looking a bit cleaner and tidier in there. And did a bit of washing up, aired my sleeping bag. So I'm going to get the door closed. We'll get down the road. I think I'm going to head to Staffin. I've decided instead of going across to the west, I'm going to stick with the east for a wee while. The sea's a bit calmer today, but really it's not the fishing I'm interested in. I want to have a look at the pinnacles beyond Staffin. So there's a wee bit of parking there by the pier. If I can get the van parked, I can leave the van and I can hike down the coast a little bit and check out the pinnacles. I'll probably take a rod with me. And that's the activity for the next few hours, and then after that I'm going to head south and probably west. I'm going to try and find a place to camp tonight. This is a beautiful spot. Never saw a soul, except a quad bike went past. The farmer went past about 20 minutes ago. So let's get the door shut, get into the van, we'll get down to Staffin and then see what we find from there. I stopped on my way to Staffin to show you this, the Quiraing. There's 2 listed hills on the Quiraing, 2 wee sub 2,000 foot marlins. There's this one here, well actually it's there. That's Milnan Suramak, and the big flat bit is just called the Table for obvious reasons. And the other hill is just in view. Can I point to it? Yeah, there. Boida Bui. So that's the 2 marlins. You can actually climb them quite easily from the Bialak. There's a high Bialak that goes up over the Quiraing. There's a road on it actually, a car park at the top. A tussle with the tourists and you might be able to get your car parked and go up and Bagheat Summit. But that's absolutely not the way to do it. The best way to do it is to approach from the northwest. There's another wee hill called Scourmore, which is, it's not really, it's just a way across where can I show you? I can't really show you. It's away over there somewhere. Scourmore is a wee summit. You can get up onto that relatively easily and then you can do a traverse of the whole ridge and bag the 2 listed hills and have a nice high camp. That's definitely the way to do it. They're bonny hills. So I just thought I'd stop here and show you these hills on the way down the road. So we're still heading for Staffin, still with the original plan. So let's get back to the van and get down the road. New location. I hiked a bit of the coastline at Staffin, but I wasn't feeling that great. I got a wee bit of a cold, and so I just took it easy and didn't switch the camera on. I decided just to hike the coast. I took a fishing rod with me and I tried a caster too, but it was big water, big surf coming in from the northeast. So I've moved. I'm in about as far away as you could get on Skye. I'm in the southwest corner now. I'm down beyond Elgol. I'm looking across to the Cuillin there. I might spin the camera around in a minute and let you have a look at that. So I'm going to hike this coast. I've got a fishing rod with me, but I'm not too worried about fishing, to be honest. What I want to do is, I've never hiked this part of the coast. I've gone the other way over your shoulder there, walked round to Camasunary and stayed in the bothy there. Done that hike a few times, but I've never actually gone in that direction, so I want to hike down there a little bit and explore some new terrain. Looking forward to that. So I'm going to take the camera with me and let you have a look. And as I say, I've got a rod, so I'll try a cast or two. There's a wee point there actually. I might stop there, and I've got some water with me, have a wee drink, have a rest, and try a cast or two there and then go on a bit. So let's go, let's enjoy this hike. A wee shower of rain over the Cuillins there. I don't think it's going to come this way, it's pretty still. I've hiked a few kilometres round. We stop here, have a drink, rest for a wee while. It's warm, with a glorious afternoon. We'll throw the line in the water, see if there's anything doing. Water's crystal clear, I can see the bottom. Quite a lot of kelp down there, and it's not overly deep. We'll give it a go. Well, there's fish about, but they're a bit small again. We'll pop it back. Well, there's fish here, but they're all small. I think I'm going to go back to my hiking. Got an incoming tide and the coastline's getting a bit difficult. Decided to climb up. There's a wee ridge running down here, so I'm going to scramble up onto the top of the cliff, and I'm going to follow that. I'm going to carry on for a wee bit more. It's just a glorious afternoon, so let's go upwards and onwards. Steep coming up there. I'm back on top now. I'm going to carry on though. The weather's cleared a little bit, these showers that passed over. I got a wee bit damp, maybe I didn't get wet. I'm going to go onwards, let's go. I got a wee shower of rain coming on. I'm filming with the GoPro now. I put the big camera away to keep it dry. Have a wee snack and then decide whether to go on or start heading back. It's quite late. I've been hiking for a few hours now. 5:30. It's going to take a couple of hours to get back to the van. If you're wondering why the gulls are not bothered about me sitting here so close to them, it's because they're actually perched on top of a sea stack. So between me and them, there's, oh, let me see, probably about a 200-metre drop down into the sea. A gorgeous evening. It's quite late, 6 o'clock. I've got a good couple of hours to get back to the van. It's going to be a late supper tonight, but I had a wee snack there, so I'm not too bad, and I had a decent bit of lunch. One or two midges about. It's damp weather. I've got no idea where I'm going to camp tonight, so I've got quite a lot to do. I quite fancied a shot of the fishing tonight as well when the tide comes in a bit. Well, we'll see what happens. I didn't bring any navigation equipment on this hike. I love just going out and just follow my nose. When I was in the Chinese Himalaya, in the early years there, I don't think there were many maps. 30-something years ago. And I never had maps, and I never bothered with a compass or a GPS. I'm rubbing myself and getting bitten by the midges here. And coming out, there's not many bits of Scotland that I can go to that I haven't been before, but this is a new bit of coastline for me, so having no map, no compass, no GPS, it means every little headland is something else to explore. If you've got the map, the temptation is that you'll look at the map and then you'll know what's coming up. But when you've got no idea, it's just grand. It's just that feeling of adventure, that feeling of discovery, really. You're going to find something new and exciting round the next headland or over the next hill. I just love that. So that's what I've been doing today. I brought my fishing gear and didn't do much fishing, but I've had a grand time. But I'm going to have to move. Can't believe it. Month of May and I'm getting surrounded by midges. Hope that's not a sign of things to come this summer. Right, the rain's on, the midges are out. It's time to start this long hike back. Let's go. I've got the Cuillin in sight. I'm getting there. Hey. It's been a long day. Looking forward to getting back to the van and getting some pasta on the go. Let's go. I'm just thinking I had pasta last night. Maybe have to check the pantry and see if I can have something else tonight. I'm cooking up a burger and a load of stir-fried vegetables. I decided to hang around here because, well, one, it's quite late, and I've had a long day. I need some food. The second reason is I might have a wee go at the fishing this evening. I might try a bit more seriously at the fishing. Today I carried the rod all day, but didn't really do any fishing, just a couple of casts here and there. And I was catching fish, so there's fish out there. It's just whether or not there's any big ones out there. So if I put the rod in the water tonight, I'll get back to you. I'm going to switch the camera off now and have my burger. Well, time to go. It's getting dark, and it's going to be quite difficult getting back to the van. I might have to go up over the cliffs because I see that I'm more or less cut off by the tide now, but anyway, I'm not worried, I can get up. You see that? I'm going to put it back, just a wee one. So the fishing's been good tonight, plenty of fish, but nothing bigger than about that. So I might give it 2 more casts. It looks like my easy escape route is already cut off, so I'm going to have to go up and over, so I might as well hang around for a wee while longer. 2 or 3 more casts. Oh, it was cold out there. Have I got enough light on in here for the GoPro? Like a film studio. How's that? I don't know. That's the thing with the GoPro, the screen's on the back, so you can't actually see what you're filming. The other camera, I can flip the screen round so I can see what I'm doing. But with the GoPro, just have to guess. Well, the fishing was good tonight. Loads of fish, every other cast. Lots of little coalies, 1 or 2 wee pollock, and there was one that was a bit better sized. But I put them all back. I had one really powerful bite and I thought, I wonder what that is. Didn't take. Sometimes the fish come in and they nudge the lure and give it a check out before they take it. So felt like something big hit it, but it didn't take. So the one that got away, yeah. Anyhow, I've got to put my fishing rod away, and it's after 10 o'clock. What time is it? Yeah, it's about 10:15. So, that's a long day today. I really enjoyed that hike today. That was a highlight, going round the coast. I was looking across at the Cuillin and I could see the rum Cuillin and I could see the Scavaig away in the distance, and I was thinking, it might be nice to be in the hills, but you know something? I was really chuffed that I was hiking that coastline. Something new. There we are. I'll keep it out the way. Take off a few layers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. There's the maps. I have a hankering after paddling Loch short. I wonder. I scribbled down the tide times when I was at home. Let's have a wee look, see what my notes say. Tomorrow is Saturday.
I got an incoming tide until 12 noon. The low tide is at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then from 12 onwards it's an outgoing tide until just about 6 o'clock at night. So see what the wind's doing. High tide tonight is about an hour away, less than an hour, 45 minutes away. When I was done with the fishing, I hiked round the coast, but to get back I was cut off. But I knew that it was likely it was going to happen, so I wasn't overly concerned about it, but I had to go up and over and then drop back down to the coast, and I managed to come round the coast for the last wee bit, so a wee bit of an adventure. I was out on a wee point, and the tide was coming round and in behind me, so I put some food out for the birds after my dinner. I quite often do that. Carry a bag of bird food in the van. I can hear the birds chirping away. I don't see them though. But most of the food is gone, so they found it. I might nip out before I climb into my sleeping bag and put some more out and get some birds to wake me up in the morning. Anyhow, it's getting late. It's time to dig out the sleeping bag, get into bed. Maybe read for half an hour. I think I'm going to sleep well. Got a sea breeze, I've got the window wide open, so I hope the midges don't come in and attack me in the night, but I think it's breezy enough now. The midges were bad round on the point, but this evening when I was fishing there wasn't one. So I'm taking a risk. I haven't bothered netting the window, I'm just going to leave it open without a net, and I think that breeze is on for the night. So plenty of fresh air, sound of the sea, and I might get waking up to bird song. So we'll check in with you in the morning, folks. So a grand day today, thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the filming. So we'll see you in the morning. Morning folks, I'm on the water today. I put that camera at a slightly odd angle. I'm going to paddle round towards Camasunary today. I'm paddling against the tide. I've got an incoming tide, but I'll get the outgoing tide to help me on the way in. Pretty calm conditions on the sea, so nothing to worry about. I've got my fishing gear with me. I'm going to hug the coastline, and I'm looking for some deep pools where I can try a cast or two. turned the camera around because there's a wee bit down here that looks like it might be a decent fishing spot. Actually, there's a bonny fishing spot just back a little bit, but the camera was pointing down the loch, and I thought you might want to join me for a bit of fishing, so it was a great spot, but there was no place to pull the boat in to get the camera off and turn it round, so I had to keep going. Anyway, there's a wee bit down here, not far away, 500-600 metres away. Still a bit far away to see if it's going to be good, but it's looking promising. We'll paddle down and see how we get on. I'm intent on getting to that bay, but I might nip out and try deeper water for one or two casts. The drift is taking me back to shore just now, whereas this afternoon it will be pulling me out. Might as well use the drift while I can. A bit of a swell on though, I don't want to go too far out. It's not that I don't have confidence in the boat, it's just solo paddling, you know. I take some responsibility for my own safety. Lunchtime. The old dry bag's not as dry as it used to be. I caught a fish just before I pulled in there. I gave it one cast, but I used the other rod with a different lure. So, I'm going to have a bite to eat here. I actually went right round to the bay and pulled in at the bay, but it wasn't very bonny. There was a lot of flotsam there. Beautiful view of the hill, lovely bay, nice view out, but I was surrounded by old fishing rope and bits of plastic, and it's such a pity. It's such an incredibly beautiful spot. So I jumped back in the boat
and I paddled round here a little bit. There's a bit of a swell on just now, but we're, let me see, about half an hour away from high tide, which doesn't look like it. The water's still quite low, but it's not a big tide today, so I'm hoping when the high tide comes in that the swell will reduce a wee bit. But it's manageable, there's nothing to worry about. So I'm going to have a bite to eat and I'll get back with you this afternoon. Boys and girls, sea state's a bit rough. Hard work making progress. Hard work staying upright. Glad I've got my dry suit on. Hope I don't take a swim. I've got a long way to go in this. I'm hoping it's going to slacken off in a wee while. Oh, got the biggie, and again. Yeah, that's it. Crossing a wee point here. This is going to be quite wild. Might calm down a wee bit. About another few hundred metres. Maybe. Right to do this in my canoe. shore because there's a wee rock outcrop. I want to go on the landward side of it. Morning folks. As you can see, I'm in the hills today. It's a little before, it's a little after 7 in the morning now. I was up early. Got the sound of the cuckoo. I've got a wee burn here. And there's some high ground there. I mentioned that I've got a few sub 2,000 foot hills on Skye to do, and I was savouring them. But when I was packing up camp this morning, it was just too good a morning to be heading straight down the road, so I thought we'd share this hill together. The big hill, Blavin, is just in behind you there, and I'm sure that's going to be busy today. I suspect we'll get this hill all to ourselves, and when we get up and over, we'll get a grand view over to the Cuillin and down into the Loch that I was paddling in yesterday. So let's go. You see this tiny wee crag? Well, it defines the nature of this hill. The crag at this point is just about this big. Half a dozen steps and it'll be up and over. But it goes out, it fans out in a big wedge shape, wrapping all the way around towards the coast. And at its highest, it must be 100 metres or so. Quite a fearsome crag for such a wee hill. So you look on the map and you think, oh, it's an innocuous little hill, no bother, we'll get up there. And then you find it's guarded by rocks. So a little bit of route finding is necessary. I can see a route up through the rocks there without any bother at all, and once I'm on top of it, I'll just follow this ridge, ascending, keep the crag on my left all the way, and it'll lead me to the summit plateau. So let's go, let's scramble up this wee bit. Easy walking now, I'm up on the ridge. You get this rocky pavement all the way around, and that's the summit over there. It's still a good stretch of the legs to get there, but it's easy walking. So let's crack on. Enjoy this sunshine. Well, I'm here, I'm on the top. What a glorious day and what a glorious spot. I'm down off the summit now. I filmed a wee piece to camera on the summit. But it was a bit breezy. So this is kind of take two. I was saying on the summit that I was in a contemplative mood. I was really thinking about whether or not to go back down the road today. I should have been down the road this morning, that was the original plan. But it's such a glorious spell of weather and there's always plenty to do on Skye, so decisions. But I'm out of power in my big camera and I've not got much memory on the GoPro. I could probably sort the power in the big camera by holing up in a coffee shop this afternoon for a couple of hours, but who wants to be in a coffee shop on a day like this? So I think I probably should head down the road. That'll give me a chance to edit this video, get it out so you can enjoy it hopefully. I don't get many comments from my videos, but if you have any comments, then positive or negative, feel free. It's a learning curve for me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get down to the van and I'm going to head down the road, I think. Take a leisurely drive down the road. I might stop on the way down and go for a walk or certainly break the journey. But I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. So it's been a wee adventure. Bit of fishing, bit of coastal exploration. A nice calm paddle in the boat. And then a bit of surfing in the boat. And a glorious little hill today. So thanks for joining me. Tune in for more Dave Outdoors Scotland. I appreciate every view that I get. And I don't think it'll be very long before you get the next video. So take care and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye folks.